Hey there, friends. I'm working on a video on the bump stock ban that got struck down yesterday. Quite a few pages to go through on that. I just want to make sure I cover all my bases on that. In the meantime, I wanted to bring this real quick story to you guys from yesterday. A 6-year-old student shot and wounded a teacher at his school in Virginia during an altercation inside a first grade classroom Friday. No students were injured in the shooting at Rich Neck Elementary School. The teacher, a woman in her 30s, suffered life-threatening injuries. She's doing a little bit better from what I understand right now, but her injuries are still pretty severe. It's reported that the boy had a handgun in the class. Now, they haven't disclosed what type of handgun or what the caliber was. Nevertheless, this is a horrible thing. All it's going to do is invoke more fear and more panic by people, because this will be classified as a school shooting. Rightfully so. It actually did happen in a school, not like some of the anti-gun people out there where somebody, gang members get shot at 2 a.m. a block from a school and they call that a school shooting. This is an actual school shooting. But this wasn't your typical school shooting, your mass shooting that they want to call them. Apparently this kid didn't go to school with the gun in order to shoot up the school, like your other school shootings that you hear about. This kid had this gun. It sounds like he and his teacher, now granted, this is a 6-year-old and a 30-year-old teacher getting in an argument. And after the argument, the 6-year-old pulls the gun out and shoots the 30-year-old. Now again, who knows if the kid came to the school with the intent to shoot his teacher, but he had no intention of shooting any of the other students there, didn't try or didn't shoot any other shots other than those that he shot at the teacher. Now they say that, quote, experts said a school shooting involving a 6-year-old is extremely rare, although not unheard of. It's pretty much unheard of, especially under these types of circumstances. They're making it sound like, because they classify it as a, quote, school shooting, that this just goes into all of your Parklands and every other single school shooting out there, where a child who grew up in a broken home, was overly medicated and bullied, goes to school and shoots up a bunch of kids like Columbine and whatnot. It's not what happened here, and it's certainly not the case in many of these instances, but that's what they would like to have you believe. In fact, a 6-year-old was involved in a school shooting. That's why they say it's not unheard of. Yeah, it's more than rare. It's only happened one other time, and the other time it happened was not a, quote, shooting, so to speak. It was an accidental discharge. Not saying it's okay, but it's a 6-year-old that brought a gun to school. It accidentally or negligently discharged at the school where he shot a young girl. He was not going to school to shoot somebody. This was a negligent act. Again, all parent-induced, if you will. I also consider this act parent-induced. Many people are obviously already blaming the guns in this case. What an absolutely stupid thing to do. You know, you guys watch my videos and you know I'm all about accountability. Accountability, accountability, accountability. I don't like putting the blame off on somebody else. But this is a 6-year-old child. Do we hold the 6-year-old accountable for his actions? Yeah, to a certain degree. But this child could not have shot his 30-year-old first grade teacher had he not had access to a firearm, which should have been prevented from some type of parenting in the house, whether it's a boyfriend, an uncle, a grandma, a grandpa, or a mom or a dad. How awesome would that have been if we had 2 parents in a house that could actually parent this child? So we don't know enough about this kid's background right now. All I do know is somebody acted very irresponsibly, because a 6-year-old typically doesn't have the wherewithal like you saw up in Sandy Hook, where that person broke into a gun safe, stole a gun, and then went and shot up a school. It's very unlikely this 6-year-old child had that type of mindset where he could figure out where his parents had miraculously hidden that firearm, found a way to break into that secure location, take the gun, and go to school to shoot somebody. Very unlikely that's what happened. My guess is this firearm was probably very easily accessible, and who knows? Who knows how long this kid had this gun? Because again, it doesn't appear that he went to school to shoot up the school, so maybe he carried it to school every day. Parenting. The things that bother me most about this story, besides the lack of parenting and the lack of guidance that this poor 6-year-old child has gotten, is the very fact that we've given the gun control movement all the ammo they want right now to further of why schools need to have whatever other things other than being secure. We want to do everything else by eliminating guns from society so that we can somehow secure a school. This school was not secure. You know what they said they had? They said they have metal detection facilities there, but that not every kid was screened. You know what a metal detector facility more than likely is? A wand. a metal detecting wand. Because if you have a metal detection facility at a location, it's in a doorway and everybody can walk through it. If it is a true metal detection type of system, every kid walks through. You don't cherry pick kids to walk through there. They all walk through as they enter the school. The reason why I'm pretty sure this was a wand is because they don't wand every kid. They pick and choose. It's a random selection of children. Here again, we have a soft target school that anybody could come into. Luckily, there was only one person shot. Not saying that's a good thing, certainly not acceptable. But again, luckily we didn't have some kind of a crazed madman coming in with a slew of weapons in order to mow down a bunch of innocent people. This was an isolated incident, and this alone should show us that a 6-year-old could breach a school with a handgun and shoot somebody with a gun. This alone should teach us what we need to do in order to secure our schools better.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.